Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Barber Talk episode with DMV's illest barbers. Today, I am here with Lesley Bryant, owner of Lady Clipper Barber Shop. How are you, Lesley?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having
Amazing.
me.
Thank you for being here. I just wanted to say that before I joined the podcast, I was going through your Instagram feed, and it was a beautiful reel that was posted. And just because of my old age, I forgot that quickly, but it was like power, pride. It was a chant that you guys were doing, like you were in the chair and it was the other three ladies behind you. Like, tell me a little bit about what sparked that, because I know that you guys are a woman owned you barbershop, and you really focus on the culture, you really focus on women in art. So just talk a little bit about your shop and what that reel represented.
So my barbershop, I'm the first all-female, Black owned all-female barbershop to have a team of all Black females. So we opened in 2017 and we're located in the U Street corridor in Washington, D.C. We've been open, like I said, since 2017. And we started off in a very small 3-chair shop. Actually, it started off with just me, and then we expanded to 3 chairs, and now we have 6 chairs and 2 levels. We're still in the same location. We've just been kind of spreading out and acquiring more space. So the last almost 7 years have just been a blessing, and just we have blossomed as people have really learned about us and how we operate and what makes us different. That reel that you saw, that we were actually asked to do that from, I think it's called the Freedom Collective. So that was a Black History Month sort of freedom chant that Henri Latil, who is the person who is responsible for that collective, she's a client, and she's also this is her work. Okay. So she asked us to be a part of it. So our video is one of many Black-owned businesses and that were featured across the nation, saying that same chant.
I love
so
it.
so what you so I'm glad that it caught your attention, because
it absolutely did. There were other things that caught my attention that we'll dive into as well. I that right there, because we're still in, at the time of filming this, it is February 26th. So we're still in that Black History Month and mode. And so that really did catch my attention. Now, you said you guys are in Washington, D.C. Can you tell people the location? And you said you expanded. So tell us a little bit about that expansion also.
So we are at 1514 U Street Northwest in Washington, D.C. We started off at the top level of the building. We're in a brownstone. And we started off in the top, which would probably be, I wouldn't say the attic, but the highest level of the building, which was probably, I want to say 400 square feet. Very, pretty small. And we sort of had our shop laid out in a diamond form. So I was at the top and I had 2 other barbers on the side. We did that for about 5 years. And then I had so many female barbers coming to me asking me, can I apprentice with you? Can I work with you? Like, oh, I've had a really bad experience working in male shops, or I'm fresh out of school and I would love to be a part of this, groundbreaking history making experience. And so I had to chit chat with my landlord and just be like, I'm growing and I want to stay in this building, but if there's any space that's going to be available soon, please let me know, because I would hate to leave this space. My landlord and I have a great relationship, and they basically were like, if you're ready, we'll get ready. So you're not going to get in my way. So basically I was able to, the business that was on the middle level moved upstairs to where I was. And then I was able to acquire the middle level and the basement level. The business that was in the basement went out of business during COVID and was vacant. So I had the opportunity to now I acquire the middle and the basement area. So I don't know how many square footage exactly. I can't, but it's pretty much almost triple the size that I had before.
Well, congratulations on all of that. I do want to get to COVID and how that affected you a little bit later. But first, let's dive into how did you get here? Let's talk about what drove you into barbering. And I see you're also in the stylist world as well. Did I see that correctly?
Not really, but
Okay, all right,
but
all right.
but I like it. I like it.
All right, all right.
You forecasting something?
Well, definitely talk about how did you get here? Talk about young Lesley and what led her to become this phenomenal person that you are employing other and empowering other women in the community today.
So I was born in the Caribbean, Trinidad. I moved here as a preteen with my mom, and my mom was born and raised in DC, Howard graduate. She she's a nurse. She's a really, really good, hard working work ethic. My dad as well. My dad's an engineer, and he also is an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur. So it's kind of a lot of the things that are happening now in my life. I'm, mid 40s right now, are just sort of a result of all the people and all the experiences sort of melding together. So I feel my journey here really started with observing the work ethic of my parents, and determination, and the lessons that they kind of instilled in me, to keep going and don't just do just enough. Just enough is not enough. And with that, over time, someone telling you that, and go back and do it again, you know that really, really sticks with you. And it's important that you can share that with other people who may be struggling to develop their passion, or to develop their figure out what their financial goals are, or career goals are. Sometimes it can be lost. So I say all that to say, I started off with, a two good set of parents, a good support system. I was always in the art world. I went to the Corcoran College of Art and Design in DC, and I studied graphic design, graduated with a BFA, and was working in the commercial real estate business for about, I want to say 10 years. I can't remember exactly. It's almost a blur to me. But there, coming with an art background, I was able to, and the ability and the skill, I was able to pivot into barbering after being laid off in that industry, for many reasons. Because I had design skills, art skills, I was able to do my own logos and flyers and marketing. I had a good background in that. So I just used the things that I had been building on with education and good work ethic to really apply it to barbering. But barbering was not my passion from childhood. Hair was not, I like to do my own hair, but it wasn't a thing that I dreamt of from childhood. It was just something that actually my barber suggested, after I told him I was laid off. He was like, "Look, you're not bad looking. You're hard working. You got a good personality. Try something new, and you're an artist. Like, why don't you do this?" So, I was like, "Look, with my severance check, I was let me enroll and give it a few months and see how it goes. I always can go back to my design."
Absolutely.
So, and I fell in love with barbering on pretty much the first week of class.
Wow, I love that. I love that. Was it because you were able to do the designs, or was it just the there's a soothing situation happening doing someone's hair. What was that?
I think it was just really being able to expand my artistic side to such a different medium, you know? So it still felt like art. It still felt like I was in line with what I went to school with. And I felt like I could apply. I have an issue with like feeling like I've wasted time. I have a time thing.
Me too.
So, yeah. So if I felt like, okay, all those years in college, all the education, if I can't apply it to my next place, that might not be the place I need to be in. So once I really went home and meditated on what my barber said, I was like, well, gee, this might not be so hard because, you know, I've never owned my own business, but I've worked for other businesses. I know in general what the things that need to be in place. I had a design background and was doing a lot of marketing for the businesses that I was working for. So just really applying that information that I already had and putting it here to develop myself even more. It all just kind of gelled together with time.
I love that. And you know, speaking of that, you opened up in 2017, and that was, you know, 2, maybe 3 years, and then COVID hit. How
Yeah.
did that affect you, and how did you stay afloat? Because I mean, obviously you're still here, so you did something. So talk us through how you navigated the waters of COVID during that time, being a new business.
First of all, luckily I had been putting away money to the side. So I really had to dip into my savings to make sure that I could pay for the rent, continue to pay for the shop rent on time. And you know, when COVID first we got shut down, they were just saying it would be 2 weeks, right? That
Right.
it wouldn't take that long. It wouldn't. We'll be back up. So I didn't really believe that. So what I did was the money I had saved, I called my landlord and I said, hey, I got 2 months right here. Just take this. And if I'm not able to, you know, supply the third month, just know it's coming. So I just kind of, because I wanted my landlord to understand, like, I'm going to do my best. And sometimes you got to put your money where your mouth is. And I knew also if I kept that money in my pocket, Uber Eats, all these other things, Netflix, all this stuff will eat up my money. And really, at the end of the day, I'm not only responsible for myself, I'm responsible for my employees, you know, so they need to have something to come back to as well. So I put that money there, and my landlord was so grateful. And I then started to do at-home cuts over Zoom and Google Meet and FaceTime. And I just taught people with whatever tools that they had, a scissors, a beard trimmer, just to keep themselves together.
Right.
We did that for about, I would say, the last half of the lockdown, the shutdown.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really good. And that's very resilient. And the reason I wanted to kind of hone in on that is because there's someone watching, perhaps another young woman who is navigating her way, and she needs to be prepared for the unexpected, you know, and she needs to know that you can make it to the other side. And so congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you for just everything that you're doing. There are monumental nuggets and things that you're saying, from work ethic to finding your place, to not wasting time, to even money management. So I am pulling it out of you, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, so I saw you guys were featured in Washington Post. Before I scrolled here, congratulations on that. People can read that on their own time, so I don't want to waste our time on that. But I do want people to understand that you guys are well respected within the community, and it goes beyond your storefront. It goes beyond the Instagram. So congratulations to you guys for that. Back to the art. I saw a February artist, so I'm assuming you do like a monthly artist. Talk to us about, and then I saw that people can also apply to have their art displayed. So let's talk about that.
So I'm the queen of collabo, right? I
Mhm.
love to do it. I think as many people I can bring into my space, as much creativity I can bring into the space, the better it's going to be for everybody. So for February, I did a hoodie collab. Did a hoodie drop, and I collaborated the artist that I featured. Sorry, he goes by Just Ro. He just in conversation, I was just talking to him about, I want to, get my merch together, and I want to start really, that's my next chapter, right? I want to start getting into clothing and merch and really putting the business, um, making another stamp. And so he was like, well, let's do an event that will get you focused, and it'll give you, a deadline to produce this work. And I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like a runner in a marathon. If you don't have a race at the end of it, you may not train. And so he was like, yeah, let's do a Black History Month. I'll put together some art pieces. You work on the design of the hoodie. I'll help you, collaborate and, reach out to your clients and see who can help with food and, you know, sponsor drinks or whatever it is. So I did just that. I called and I got a DJ, I got a caterer, um, got the hoodies, I dropped the hoodies. And within that night, I think I ordered maybe 30 hoodies because I just wanted to see.
Yeah.
I probably had 6 left. And the following week I sold those 6 right away. So I now I'm like, maybe I should have gotten 50 or, but as my first clothing drop and stuff like that, people were just
Yeah.
so into it. And it just really flattered me that they would walk around with something, with such pride and pay top dollar for it. Cause the hoodie wasn't cheap, you know?
Yes. That is really good. Now, I did see are those the same hoodies available on your site, or are they not available? Different
So,
type of hoodie.
so the hoodies, there's a image of it on my website right now, but it's sold out, that one. But I do have just the regular black hoodie with our logo on it still available on our website.
Amazing. So you guys make sure you go to the website and purchase that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so people can, so you talked about the one artist for February, but I
Mhm.
also saw where other artists can submit. Is that any type of art? Is that just paintings? How can you really dive into the art community and collaborate with them in the shop?
So we do every other month. I used to do it every month, but that became really strenuous to me to keep taking it down, patching holes, repainting the wall. So every other month, most of my clients have become the artist of the month. And I never even thought that I had so many artistic clients. So we do paintings, we do photography. We haven't had as much photography as I like because most of my clients are painters. Um, that's basically the two things. Anything that can get into a frame and be hung on a wall, we will
Absolutely.
we will display.
That's
And
perfect.
and we sell it all off the wall. So the artists can price their art however they want, and I sell it right off the wall. As soon as I sell it, I send them their cash app.
Oh, I love that. And so I imagine there are artists that are watching that want to do that. So we talked about where your location is. Let's talk about where can an artist get in contact with you. Let's name your website, your socials, email, whatever you need to throw out there for someone to get in contact with you.
So our Instagram is at Lady Clipper, no S at the end. Um, and Facebook, it's Lady Clipper Barbershop. And on my email, if you're interested in being a featured artist, is contact@theladyclipper.com. I'm Lesley, so just submit. I would say submit 3 pictures of your artwork, a short intro of who you are, what type of art. I don't, I'm not very picky about, what level or anything like that. I would say it has to be PG because we don't want any offensive language or intimate body parts exposed in the art because we're a family shop as well. But Other than that, I'm pretty much, you know, open to any sort of art that is framed and can be on the wall. And I stress framed because we are a barbershop first. So hair and water may hit it. So don't, please don't submit anything that you're afraid to get a little hair on or dust, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what just ran through my mind with that was some people may have children. This can be their first like entrepreneurial type exposure, or experience, if they're good artists and they're accepted, something dealing with that. So I love that because you're an artist by nature, apparently. So that's really good. So is there anything else? I know we're coming down on the time. Is there anything that you would like to leave for the viewers? Maybe something about where you're headed. I think I heard you say you're actually trying to transcend more into the art space. Anything that you would like to leave for those who are coming up behind you that want to make an impact and a legacy going forward?
I would say, for me, it's very important to write down your dreams, write it down and set deadlines. And if you get stuck, reach out to somebody, whether it's me or another person in your industry that you think is excelling and doing exactly what you want. Ask for help, ask to have a conversation, take them for coffee or tea, because there's, like you said, there are little nuggets that you can gain and take with you and develop. We all have something in us that we can run with. But sometimes we get so stuck in our head or our circumstance that we cannot propel forward. You cannot propel. And there's no reason. Money, I opened my business with $5,000 that I was living off of. And 5,000 for a lot of people is a lot of money, but $5,000 is not a lot of money when you have a business on U Street. Okay. So put something down and make it work, you
Yeah.
know? And don't let fear hold you back. I think that's the big thing. Don't overthink it. Just do.
Right. I love that advice and be responsible and accountable. That's what I heard you say. I remember this is a quick side note. I remember when COVID hit, a lot of people, did not do what you did and say, hey, here's 2 months. This is what I have, and the rest is coming. They didn't show that good faith. And so they ended up kind of hurting themselves in other areas. And so yes, accountability and being responsible as you move through your fear, I guess would also be another component to that. So that's really good. That's really, really good. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today. You guys, please make sure that you please reach out to Lesley. She is absolutely like warm, even before we started recording. She's just a warm, like around the way spirit that is very approachable. So I hope that a lot of people do reach out to you that are really trying to propel. And much luck and success to you going forward in the future. So please make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to Lesley's all of her channels, and make sure you visit her shop, make an appointment. It is appointment only. I did read that. Okay. And then also, if you like this Barber Talk episode, please make sure that you like, share, and comment here as well. Lesley, thank you for your time.
You.
And I will be following you in your progress. Thank you.
Thank you.